Here are the 4 top relationship non-negotiables that I recommend to my clients. Number 1 is emotional stability. So you're emotionally secure, you're emotionally available, you're able to regulate your emotions. So even if you experience high levels of stress or negative emotions, you are competent enough to move through those emotions and control your behavior so that you respond in a constructive way. And this emotional availability also includes vulnerability, right? Which can be more important for females than for males, but it's important for both. And that's because vulnerability is the way that you connect emotionally with the other person. So in order to even have a foundation of emotional intimacy, you have to connect on an emotional level, and that requires you to be vulnerable. Number 2 is self-awareness, because you need to know what you want and you need to know what matters to you. So that means knowing what your needs are, your boundaries are, your goals, all your values, because that's how you're going to establish compatibility. So if you don't have that level of self-awareness and ultimately accountability, then you're not going to make an effective partner. You need to have a healthy adult as someone that you're trying to build a relationship with. If you want to date an adolescent who doesn't know what they want and is just looking for fun and short-term pleasure, then by all means, seek someone who is stunted in their emotional awareness and maturity. I really want to emphasize accountability and how important this is. Someone who is accountable is going to take responsibility for their behavior, which also means they're probably growth-minded, which is really important. But if someone is not accountable to themselves, they're really going to be entitled and expect you to do all the work. Number 3 is healthy boundaries. You need to have a partner who has and respects healthy boundaries. They are assertive with their own, and they're also able to be flexible. They're not so rigid with their boundaries that they become very punitive or prescriptive about what they expect of you, but they're also very clear about what they need in a relationship. So having healthy boundaries and knowing how to preserve and protect a healthy, secure relationship means that you're going to prioritize your relationship above all other relationships, obviously other than the one with yourself. So keep that in mind, that healthy boundaries, and the way that you vet for healthy boundaries is really how do they carry themselves with self-respect and assertiveness and clear communication in order to make sure that you're aware of what their boundaries are and what they expect in a relationship. Number 4 is effective conflict resolution skills. If someone doesn't know how to have healthy conflict, then you're really going to be in an uphill battle here to develop a relationship that works and that is secure and constructive and growth-oriented, because it takes all of these things in order to develop healthy conflict skills like accountability and self-awareness, emotional regulation, emotional availability, healthy boundaries, all of these things. But especially when it comes to conflict in a relationship, a lot of people end up just pointing the finger at the other person and assigning a lot of blame, or being very contemptuous or critical with someone, or even just shutting down and stonewalling. But if you're able to sit through those hard conversations and take ownership for your own behavior, your own needs, and your own requests, and be able to validate the other person, you're demonstrating that you're a really good person to be in a relationship with. To summarize, the 4 non-negotiables you should have before dating someone is emotional stability, self-awareness, healthy boundaries, and healthy conflict skills. Thanks for watching. I'm Dr. Taylor Burrowes, relationship expert and the vetting specialist.